Working remotely completely changed my life. Now I have time, energy, and freedom to enjoy the things I love. That's why I created a free training showing the exact steps I use to attract remote opportunities. Check the link below and get free access right now. But now let's move on to our last step of implementation here. That is sending the email. So you remember that we have imported the notifications module. In fact, we have imported from the notifications module the send email function. So after all of this, we need to send email. We need to send the email to notify the client about the payment status. And if we press Ctrl and click in the function, we can see that this function has no logic implemented that really sends an email. In fact, we need to choose a template based on the payment status, and then we need to send this template. This is gonna be fun. Let's get rid of this. Let's jump to the choose template function, and based on the payment status, we need to get a specific template. First, let's create these templates here. So inside of our folder purchase, I'm gonna create other folder called templates, and inside of this templates folder, I'm going to create a file called temp processed.txt and other one called temp error.txt. These are going to be our processed and error, and we also have a generic. Alright, so temp generic.txt. So let's put some message here like your payment has been processed successfully. I guess that's how you write it. Let's just put this message here. The error template, let's put oops, your payment has not been processed successfully. I don't know how to spell successfully. Leave in the comments, please. And generic, let's put the generic as like hey, check your bank account to see if the payment was processed successfully. Alright, we have 3 templates now, with one for the error status, another for the generic status, and another for the success status. So each template has a message, and we need to choose a template based on the status. To be honest, this logic already contemplates we pass the payment status as a parameter, and we perform this if else logic here, but we don't access the template to get the content and return for those who are calling, right? So in order to do that, we are also going to use a built-in Python module, and this one is the pathlib. But as I told you before, some modules have a different pattern. So this is from pathlib, import path, exactly like that, with the first letter being uppercase. Okay, when you study object-oriented programming, you're going to understand why this is like this. In our function choose template, let's just get the right template for each situation. So instead of only assigning none as we did before, now we are going to read our template. So to do that, with the pathlib module, we type path, open and close parentheses. We put the path where the file is. In this case is in templates / name of the file, to process this file, and copy and paste .txt. Okay, pay attention in the level of the folder in comparison to the file that you are writing, right? So notifications is here, templates is in the same level. So that's why I just typed templates here. If templates was inside another folder that was in the same level of notifications, I would put the name of this folder here. Anyway, let me close this because this finds the file but does not read. In order to read, I need to call the function read text. So the output of this is going to be the text that is inside of the template. So the output of this is going to be the text that is inside of the file, and it's going to be returned here. I can do the same thing for the others, just change the name. What's the name of the generic? I don't remember. Temp generic. All right. Let's close again. There you go. So choose template now has a real logic that uses another built-in module to get the file and read the content. And now we are using the template based on the status. But let's move to the impressive part, that is really sending an email. And the same way you used a module called HTTP to make an external request using the HTTP protocol, Python provides you a built-in module that allows you to do the same thing with the SMTP protocol. That basically is the protocol that allows you to send emails. So the module that we need to import is smtplib. But in order to send emails using this module, you need a real email account, right? Like a Gmail account, for example, because you are gonna need to pass your credentials, both your user and your password, for this module to log in into your email provider and send the email using it as an intermediate. It's not the module that sends the email. The module uses your email account to send the email. So I just created a temporary email to do this, and I'm gonna put here in my code my email and my password. This is a temporary account. I just created this account only for demonstrating how SMTP works. After that, I'm going to get rid of this account. So don't even try to enter this account, alright? Another important thing is never do this. Never put your credentials in your code, alright? I'm just putting here for you to understand how it works. But in real life, you should use an environment variable or a secret manager. There are many solutions to store your credentials safely. I'm only putting here for you to see how it works. You also need some data about the SMTP provider. So SMTP server receives In my case, my email is from Hostinger, so smtp.hostinger.com. If yours is Gmail, you can put smtp.gmail.com, or you can search for the SMTP URL of your email provider, and also the port. That usually is 465, usually, okay? I have faced some situations where I have put this port and it didn't work, so you need to check in your SMTP provider, your email provider, what is the SMTP server and the port. Alright, with all of this data, I guess we are ready to send the email. So first, we create the connection, smtplib.smtpssl, this one right here, and we pass the SMTP server and the port as parameters. This creates the connection. After that, we use our account to log in. So email and password passed as a parameter into the login function that is called based on the SMTP connection. And then we call the function send email. In fact, it's send mail, not send email. Yes. In this function, we need to pass our email as a parameter. Basically, this is the from part of the email. And then we pass the to part of the email, who we are sending this email for. And in this case, I'm going to put some other email of mine, that is felipe@marosacademy.com. And then we also pass as a parameter, of course, the message. All right. In this case, the message is not just the content, but also the subject. So we need to do something here. We're going to create message, and we are going to concatenate the subject with the template. So subject is going to be subject colon. You need to put it like this, all right? This module uses this information as the subject of the email. So you need to declare that this is the subject. That's how it works. So subject about your payment, and the message in this case is going to be the template concatenated, the subject concatenated with the template. To finish, we just quit, and we can return just a status like email has been sent. Of course, as you already know, the right thing to do here was mapping the possible exceptions that this module could raise and handling them friendly, okay? But for now, let's just try to send the email. In this case, I hard-coded this email here. It's wrong. I need to fix this here. I'm gonna use the user email that I passed as a parameter here, okay? So those who call the send email function must pass user email and payment status as a parameter. Who is calling now this function? The payment module. In this case, the pay function. And the pay function is also expecting as a parameter the email. So here I can pass the email and the payment status. Alright, now this is gonna work. So we can go to our main.py file, and as this payment was already processed, let's get other payment that was not processed, like this one right here was not processed, is with created status. So let's pass the ID here, the value here, amount in this case, and the email. So I'm gonna pass that email of mine at marosacademy.com, and I guess that's it. It needs to work. We are going to pay this order, and if the payment is processed successfully, we are going to update the status in our database, and then we are going to send the notification via email. But this notification is implemented dynamically because it chooses the template based on the payment status, and after choosing this template, it sends the email. Literally sends, not fake sending or simulating sending. It really sends, and you're gonna see it right now. So let's call our main.py function and let's see what happens. We still didn't get any exception, but the function still didn't finish. Alright. So we have here the status updated. Okay. Before we had this order as created. Now we have this order as processed. Let's see if the email reached my inbox. That's absolutely powerful. Can you see? This is my inbox. This is the inbox of that Felipe at marosacademy.com. You can see that temp at marosacademy.com has sent me this email about your payment. We forgot something. I can show you in a moment, but let's open and see. You can see that we have a bug here because the content of the template is in the subject, but this happens because when we concatenate, let me see here, the subject must end with \n \n. Now this is gonna work. Let's pay this only one left order that was not paid yet. Let's pay it now and see if the email reaches our inbox with the correct format. So we can see that here this works. Let's go to our inbox. Now it's right. About your payment, if I open it, the content is your payment has been processed successfully. Working remotely completely changed my life. Now I have time, energy, and freedom to enjoy the things I love. That's why I created a free training showing the exact steps I use to attract remote opportunities. Check the link below and get free access right now.